do some compost tea. So we'll do the quick and dirty one here, and I'll explain the other one here. So just it can be anything. Anyways, so I'll describe the more difficult one, but we'll do the real easy how to make compost thing. Makes it really easy is you can again, depends on who you talk to. So the quick and dirty, what you can do if you don't want to do this is you know the root blocker material that I showed you can make your own root bags out of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can fill that up with this stuff.
That looks like a big tea bag.
And yeah, and you can sit it in here.
Good idea.
Wow. Only there's a quicker way, and that is just take the compost and just drop it in there. Like that. So there's a couple of
Hey, what do we do with our green thing like that? For those who don't live in the fancy areas of town.
So that's probably about enough. I'll throw a little bit more in. So there we go. So this is the quick and dirty way. So that's all you do, and then you take your water and a little bit on that one of these. Is this tube here is black, and the reason you want it black is that you don't want any heat it up and put it on there. Anyways, you can put it on there, and then I'll have an air stone, so we'll go on the other end. And that will sit in the bottom, and I'll just leave it running all the time, and it will just keep bubbling it. And I'll make that one really potent, and then you water it down. You kind of split it half and half, so you fill your watering can up half with.
So are you putting any manure in this one or no?
Yeah. But I'll use the root blocker cloth, and I'll put it in there, and then I'll make a little tea bag out of it.
Okay.
And then I'll just hang it in there, and then I'll bubble it with the air stone
And what's the purpose of that? Just to keep it aerated?
Yeah. So what the difference is that when you're just leaving something stand, the oxygen is depleted within the fluid, right, the water. And when the oxygen is depleted, you get what they call anaerobic bacteria forming. And anaerobic bacteria, you've got those when things really stink.
Okay.
So the whole thing is, like with this, I'll just keep stirring it. And then I'll leave it for maybe 2 or 3 days. I'll just stir it, and then I'll put it on the garden, just put it in the watering can. And then when it goes down to the bottom, I just rinse it out, throw that on the compost or on the garden too. And that's the way you can feed your soil. And it'll just keep it going. The secret ingredient for this kind of thing, and I'll get some, I think I have some up in the garden shed, is worm castings. Worm castings are like dynamite. They are incredibly fertile. They really stimulate growth of plants.
And where do we get worm castings from?
You had to go pick them up?
You can get them from Bucker Fields.
Yeah,
you can get a bag of them. Yeah, they're really, really potent. They do an amazing job. So I just leave that for a day or so, and then I'll put it on the garden. And the other one, the mix that they suggest for the bacterial thing is to actually add a little bit of molasses.
I've heard that.
So you can get molasses at the gardening store, and you just add a little bit of molasses to it, some worm castings, some compost or manure or whatever you're doing. and then use a bubbler though to keep the bacterial action going, and then it should last about 2 or 3 days, and then just after 2 or 3 days you should make sure it's all used up and then do it again. And that's basically how it goes. So it's actually multiplying. Instead of getting bags and bags of the manure all the time to keep putting it on, if you just use the compost tea, it does the same thing, and it just renews the soil and makes things really go crazy. And that's basically that's the simple way of doing the fertilizing without spending all kinds of money on fancy fertilizers, and the results are pretty amazing.